All right, so we're gonna DCA today. This is the work I do. Uh, yes, so 187.61. We're gonna leave 50 bucks behind. I said what? No, 177.61. Uh, it's too early. All right, so I think yeah. Hold on. I'm gonna bring 277. Oh gosh, why am I? It's off by 10 bucks. All right. If I take 20 bucks out, 27, yeah, 177.61. That should be it. Uh, I could be wrong. Anyways, 177.61. We'll move on. It won't be a big deal if I'm off by 10 bucks. All right, so we're gonna use USDC for first in first out. Make sure you're a Coinbase One member, otherwise your fees is gonna eat you up. And you'll be like, why are these fees racking up $5, $10 every time lose money? Yeah, it's gonna add up. So 40 bucks a month it'll add up. So especially when you do this consistently, just join Coinbase One and you'll be happy. And that's just part of your checking business, part of your business stuff. All right, so that's done. We're gonna go ahead and send. Give it some time to refresh. It'll be pretty instant. 177.61. All right, now we're gonna send 177.61 to Arbitrum Network. The reason why we use Arbitrum is because the fees are a lot cheaper. If you use the Ethereum network, it'll be like 25 bucks every time you transfer something. All right, and then just give it what it needs. Uh, there you go. All right, done. Then we're gonna move over to DeFi Saver. We're gonna move and click on. Let me move this down here. Make sure you're on the right network, Arbitrum, and you have a smart wallet set up. If you don't have one, create a smart wallet right there. Click on Exchange. Go to your USDC that got transferred there, and then you're gonna swap it for wrap Bitcoin. All right, so we're gonna max it out, hit that balance right there, and then we're gonna transition over to my phone. I was kind of thinking, I was like, yeah, I don't need to show you my phone stuff because for my own privacy and security, you you have your own Tangem. Actually, yeah, I might do a video on that. I think Tangem's a pretty good wallet based on experience so far. I've tried other ones, um, like Keystone and what's it called, Trezor, and so far I'm really liking Tangem. Main reason because you have your seed phrase, and on top of your seed phrase you have a secret key. And when your secret key is really long to type, it makes it a real pain to constantly type that long seed key all the time. With Tangem, you can swap that to a PIN number, and once you get your PIN number done, you kind of biometric it to your face and or your fingerprint or whatever, and then it just makes things easier. Or you have the Tangem card to kind of authorize that, and then you don't have to keep typing that long C phrase over and over again. Okay. I mean, Keystone has a way to do that, but it keeps losing memory and then keeps restarting, and then long transactions like this on DeFi server, it gets issues. So I stopped doing it, and I don't know. It's just I think I had the same problem with Android too. So an iPhone 13 is what I have paired with a Tangem app. I think that is the key to making it work good and not have any issues. Okay, so I don't know. Try the same combination. That's the combination that works for me, and that's why I'm using iPhones now. I didn't really like iPhones, but as long as it supplies my crypto and then I can transfer it when I'm out and about. When I'm like, hey, I need some extra cash. I'm stuck at the store. Pop my ring out. Boom, done. And money is transferred and I can use it right away. I don't have to be like, oh, I left my keystone at home or whatever because it's too bulky. And I don't want to carry the bulky thing that I have two devices because I have the keystone plus my phone. All I have is my phone and my little ring. Okay. So then we're gonna supply this. We know to supply. We hit the max, and that's what we had exchanged into wrapped Bitcoin. So now we're supplying a wrapped Bitcoin, and I am now authorizing the signature, and now we are supplied. So now I am 0.22. I was like 0.19219. Now 1.22 Bitcoin, and we'll just kind of leave it there, let it float. It looks healthy. We'll keep building it up till the end of the month when my credit card bill is due. Then we'll just slap it down, pay it off, boom, done. Move on. So we could borrow up to 3,500. I think last time I was over more. I think I borrowed 2,000, so I was like 3,000 left. So we made about $500 in a sense with the price going up an extra 1%, I guess. So it went up a little bit. So over those 2 days, on top of my addition. So I guess I maybe made 350, I guess, something like that. So that's how you beat inflation. You just kind of 350 a day, 1% up and down, but down. You just keep adding to it, and then as this increases, uh, let's say for example, increases up to we keep building it up. Right now it's a quarter, almost a quarter. So every $1,000 it moves, uh, in a sense, that's kind of how I estimate it. It's kind of like a quarter percent of that move. So it moves 1,000, you get to get 22% of that. So in a sense, you have $220 coming in. If you up to half a BTC, if it moves 1,000 bucks, you get to have half of that movement, and so that's 500 bucks, right? So that's kind of how I roughly estimate it. So if you get this up to a 1 BTC, so every $1,000 move, it's $1,000 thing. So that every day is like boom, 1,000 bucks, 1,000 bucks, 1,000 bucks. So you start to see, you start to get, that's a lot. When you start to build that up, pretty soon, you don't ever want to sell your Bitcoin. You want to keep this as high as possible, and don't worry about this loan because it'll keep paying itself off. Okay, there will be a day of reckoning, I call it. I don't know. When there's a big dump. But if it doesn't ever dump, then we'll just gotta keep that balance and it'll just keep paying itself. But let's say if it does dump 50% and we've been taking, we move money out, then what in a sense gonna sell at top when it DCA's down. And it's not gonna sell the whole thing. We'll just sell enough to stay in our position. And then it might just drop 50% and then pop back up again and start taking off. You just keep DCAing in, keep building, keep leveraging up, leveraging up, and then when it comes down, we have to deleverage. Okay, so that's kind of how that works. So when the times are good, take a lot, borrow a lot more, push things aside, push it to savings. You could probably resupply here. Um, Instead of supplying as wrapped Bitcoin, you can supply as USDC, earning 4% interest. But you're also going to be charged 5 point. So in a sense, it's just tucking it aside so that it's not supplied as collateral, so that you can kind of weather the market. Yeah. So even though we're taking more loans, and if they are taking more loans, it's gonna have to force sell at the top, to pay those loans off. But you also have money tucked away safe, in a sense, so that you're taking profit more towards the top, if that makes sense. Okay, because we take as much as you can, borrow by, in a sense, you're taking profit by borrowing, and when it comes down is when it has to force sell, and that's when you actually sell at the top. Because you don't know at the top, if you sell too early, you're like, oh, you FOMO in, you get emotional, and I think borrowing just lets you not have to decide on that factor. You let the market decide, and the program will automatically sell for you when it needs to sell. Okay. All right. Enjoy. Have a good day. Keep DCAing. That's kind of like what I do now. It's like I just do this one little thing every day that I do consistently. If anything, I'm really horrible at doing anything else consistently because I get bored. But I can do this consistently, and I teach my kids to do this consistently. And so when I send them money, I make them do this too. My wife does it when I send her money. So in a sense, we're fractional reserve collateral. So if I send her 500 bucks, she also supplies. So she is also increasing her BTC position. I send my kids my borrowed money, they're increasing the BTC position, and then they're borrowing from that to pay for their candies, and then my wife's borrowing from that to pay for their groceries, and so whoever you give money to, constantly have them supply and borrow from it. Okay, anytime you get money, always buy assets first, even if it's borrowed from my assets to give to someone else. They use that money. That's their supply as collateral. as WBTC, borrow from that too. So you could do this over and over, but yes, you get less and less because it's all stuff in collateral. So it's like, how much do you need? So you use too much too fast, you have to kill the goose a little bit, and that's kind of how I see it. So you want to kind of like eat from the eggs. Okay. All right. Talk to you later.